Wanasema ukitaka gari, enda mahali popote. Lakini ukitaka machine, password. Kuja hapa kaa soko. Na kuja wapi kaa soko? Soya hiyo jina, soya. Kaa soko. Ukitaka BMW kaa soko. Unaenda wapi?
Hello there and good evening. It's a Saturday, and when it's a Saturday, you just know the Conversation Professor has something amazing for you. You are watching the Car Diary right here on Younib TV, the best youth television network in East and Central Africa. Now, today's episode of the Car Diary is sponsored by Kasoko, and at Kasoko ni magari ambazo zinapumua, hazingurumi, na ni magari tu za expressway, au sio? So in today's episode, we are going to do an up-close and a candid review of the Lexus LX570, gari ya waheshimiwa. But before we get there, allow me to take you through how it came into existence. So this car is actually a full-size luxury SUV which has been in production since the year 1996. It has then been produced into around 4 generations, with the latest generation being the 4th generation, which was actually launched in October 2021. And this one is a 3rd generation, not a 4th generation. So it made its first debut in the year 1998. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? Very nice. Now, another thing, the Lexus LX570 comes in 2 configurations. It comes with the 3-row, which carries a total of 8 passengers, and there's a 2-row which carries up to a maximum of 5 passengers. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? Very nice. Now, I want us to head to the anterior profile, and we start reviewing the LX570. Now, when we come to the anterior profile of the LX570, the first thing you are noticing is the triple beam LED headlights that comes with this car. Another thing is that it comes with daylight running lights, which are mounted right here, and that is a pretty nice feature for this car when you are driving during the day. Also, when we are still talking about the lighting, we have this intelligent headlights right here, which are also pretty good. So when you're driving this car, it will look really nice, especially for somebody who is seeing it from the anterior profile. Another thing that we have centrally placed at the anterior profile of the LX570 is the Lexus logo that we have right here, which is an outstanding feature. Ni kubwa, by the way, and it's very visible for somebody to be in a position to note that this car, or the car approaching them, is actually a Lexus LX570. Another thing that we have at the anterior profile of this car is the grille, which is synchronized with this silver color. It is gray, so it is synchronized with the silver color, and that gives it a pretty nice ambience. So I want us to now look at what powers the LX570, and that is the engine, before we head to the side profile. So come so that I can show you what we have right here. Now, this car comes with a 5.7 liter V8 engine, and that is pretty good. It has what we call power. So as we have said, it comes with a V8 engine, 5.7 liter, meaning it is a 5,700 cc of displacement. So that is the displacement of the LX570 that we have here today. Now, with that said, I want us now to head to the side profile. Tuone kuna mambo gani pale, au sio? When we come to the side profile of the LX570, notice what I notice. It comes with this side mirror, which comes with indicator lights mounted on it, and that is a nice feature. Unajua hii gari ni gari iko juu. We'll talk about suspension and ground clearance, and this one, I think it's more of an advantage for somebody who is approaching from the front of this guy who will be driving this car. So I think this is a pretty brilliant idea to have it right here. Another amazing feature that we have on the side profile is this highly defined character line that runs all the way from the front bumper through the front fenders all the way to the upper tail light element of this car, and you can see it indicates good quality craftsmanship on this LX570. Another thing that we have right here is we have this silver line running all the way to the rear profile, another one mounted right here in between the doors, and that also gives this car a pretty nice ambience. Higher. Another thing that we have right here is hii kitu unakanyaga ukiingia ndani, and this one is majorly found on high-end SUVs like this one we have. You may find it in some Range Rovers, but in all the Toyota SUVs you will actually always find this stuff that we have right here. Now let us come to the tires and talk a little bit about the tires of this car. So this car comes with a 20-inch alloy rim, as you can see right here, and tulisema hizi ni gari za watu wakubwa, so if you see it with a big tire you don't have to get surprised, because that is what it actually should come in. So 20-inch, pretty brilliant. Now let us also look at the ground clearance. Ground clearance tulisema ni hii distance hapa hadi hapa. So the ground clearance of this car is 8.9 inches. 8.9 inches, that is crazy. Ni gari iko juu sana. So you also don't want to maneuver with this car at high speeds, corners at high speeds, because it can topple. When you walifanya physics, you understand the center of gravity and all those stuff. So if the car is high, that means the center of gravity is also high and it may not balance. But it also comes with the likes of traction control, and there is also a feature in this car that when you are cruising at high speeds inajishukisha chini, so that there is low chances of hii gari kutopple. And also speaking about that suspension, still it is a car that will take you through all terrains. As we said when we did the TX, itakupeleka mwisho ya dunia na ikurudishe. Aya. Now I want us to head to the rear profile and see what this LX570 looks like from the rear. Twende kazi. Now when we come to the rear profile of the LX570, we start it from here. We have these amazing brake lights synchronized with the indicator lights, na hapa juu imekewa aka silver, so it gives it a pretty nice look. And there is a distinguishing feature with these indicator lights, in that they blink from this end towards this end. Ndio hii na blink. My guy will put it there for you. You will see what I'm talking about. Another thing that we have on the rear profile is the Lexus badge, and that is there to let you know that the car in front of you is a Lexus. We do have the Lexus logo centrally placed at the rear profile. And finally we have the LX570 badge as well, so that will tell you the model of Lexus yenye iko mbele yako. Now we also have these two lights here, but hizi sana sana zinatumika ku reverse. When you are reversing zinawaka to maybe notify mwenye ako nyuma yako wewe jamaa anarudi nyuma. Sawa sawa. Then we have the reflector brake lights here. We have one here and another one on the farthest end, and we spoke about the functions of the reflector brake lights. Lastly, on the rear profile, we have the obstacle sensors. So when you are nearing an obstacle, it will actually blink or give you a sound to notify you that you are almost hitting an obstacle. The same happens on the anterior profile. We have the obstacle sensors as well. Now I want us to go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we get to the interior profile. But before we do that, I just want to remind you that today's episode has been sponsored by Car Soko. mali wanauza magari ambazo zinapumua, zingurumi, na ni magari tu za expressway. So if you want that 4x4 that you have been dreaming of, make sure you come get it at Car Soko. You can follow them at Instagram at Car Soko, and they do have a website, www.carsoko.com. so make sure you do follow them, and we are coming back with an up close and candid review of the interior profile of the LX570. Don't go away, because the best is yet to come. Welcome back to the interior profile of the Lexus LX570. Now, allow me to welcome you to the cockpit, because what we have here, guys, this is not a dashboard. The looks are amazing, and I will define it as a cockpit. Let us start with the steering wheel. So, centrally placed at the steering wheel is the Lexus logo. We have the airbags on the steering wheel, and we have other controls. Let me turn this chick on so that niwaonyeshe hizi vitu. Haya, now on the steering wheel tumesema kuna hizi controls hapa. I'm seeing the volume button, the mode in which you can drive your car, because there is a control right here which I'll show you later on. We have the minus button. You can pick your calls from here as well, and we have also these other controls right here, which are more of helping you to navigate from the infotainment system, the screen we have right there. Now, another thing that we have, I want us to shift focus to angalie hapa ndani kidogo. We have the RPM, then we have the speedometer as well, and then we have this central screen right here which displays important information. Kama sahi naona there is some two doors that are not locked. You will be able to see that from here as well. Aya, what else do we have right here? We do have the fuel gauge as well. We have the, itakuonyesha kama mali brake fluid imefika, pia inakuonyesha from right there. We also have the power source, inakuonyesha hapa. The maximum is 19 volts as you can see from here. So unaweza ipunguza all the way to 9 volts. There is that gauge which will show you that as well. Now let us shift to the center console and see what we have. So on the center console, what we have is this infotainment screen, big enough mnaweza ona hadi TV hapa. Sawa. So we have this infotainment system which will be showing you majority of things that are taking place as you drive this car based on different controls that you will be using. Tukisonga hapa chini, we have the watch, the Lexus analog watch. So ukiendesha gari, you don't have to keep on angalia ring, wrist. Unataka uconcentrate mbele. So you can be in a position to tell what time from this watch that is right here. Tukishift tukuje huku chini kidogo, we have the climate control system hapa, and I believe we have explained these ones in our previous episodes as well. So we have the automatic temperature control, we have the front mirror defrost, the rear defrost. This one is for the fan. You can turn on the fan and you can turn off the fan as well. You can also peleka the fan in an automatic mode. We also have the temperature buttons right here. Hii ni ya kupandisha temperature, hii ni ya kushukisha temperature. Watch what happens. It is at 18 degrees, so unaweza ipandisha to 18.5 to 19, and you can as well reduce the temperature if you wish to do that. Now when we come to this segment right here, we have the cup holders, 2 cup holders right here, which are sufficient enough for watu wawili wa mbele, co-driver na driver. Then another thing that we have right here is some controls. So hii ni actually kama the control. So ukiangalia pale, you can see what happens. You can control what happens from the infotainment system, na hii joystick iko hapa, as you can see what I'm doing right now. Now we have some controls right here which I also want us to emphasize on. So this knob that we have right here will actually let you choose the mode you want to drive your car in. You can drive it in comfort mode, you can customize the driving experience, and there is also the sport mode and the sport plus mode. Now like for example, when I turn that, you can see we are in sports mode. When I further turn it, we are in sports plus mode from what you can see right here. And then tunaweza ipunguza tukuje comfort mode, we can come to eco mode as well. Na ukichange hizi vitu pia sound ya engine venye inanguruma ina change. I wish you guys would be in a position to hear that as well. Now another thing that we have right here, we have this car comes with heated seats, so you can heat your seats kama kuna baridi. Na ukihit seats pia zikuwe moto sana, you can turn on the fan. Viti ziko na fan, so inaweza cool hiyo seats. This car is a nice car. Another thing, kuna hii button ya traction control, and then finally we have this button showing gari kipanda mlima. So this one helps you ukienda kwa terrain yenye inapanda, inashikilia gari, unaona? So gari itapanda juu bila bugdha, sawa sawa. It also comes with heated steering, this button right here. So ukitani on kama kuna baridi, steering itakuwa na joto na utakuwa unasikia tu vizuri kama big boy ama a big girl, sawa sawa. Very nice. Now one last thing that I want to show you is that this car actually comes with a cooler box. Hapa ndani tulikuwa tumeiwasha na sasa imekuwa kwa baridi. So this is the button that turns on the cooler box and off the cooler box as well. So sasa nimeizima because there is no need of having it on. Now let us talk about legroom and space as well. Sufficient legroom. This is an SUV, so comfort is guaranteed. The seats are retractable, unaweza songesha nyuma like you can see what I'm doing, and they are electric seats. Unaweza songesha mbele as well. Also zinaweza inuka na zishuke, like right now nainua na naweza ishukisha as well. Now this car also comes with a panoramic sunroof hapa juu. Watch what happens. Hiyo ni ya kuinua sunroof iende hapo juu, and then hii ni ya kurudisha chini. So this one will open the sunroof, as you can see. It's opening pretty brilliant, au sio? So having this car is such a treasure. Hey. Mnafahamu moke mnunue gari kama hii. I'm about to acquire this in 10 years, not 10, 5 years time. Mtaniona na Lexus LX570. Lakini kwa sasa wacha tufunge sunroof ya gari ya wenyewe, tuingie hapo nyuma, we also see what we have there as well, au sio? We are now seated on the rear seats of this LX570 and it has sufficient legroom space and headroom space as well. Tulisema hii ni SUV, so hizo ni guaranteed, there is no debate about it. We have now storage compartment hapa ndani, but this is not so big. I think this one can only fit some few documents as you travel maybe. Now that aside, I want us to look at something right here on this middle seat, which you can use as a seat if you are so many in the car. Now this if you retract this one, ukifungua hapa, this one I don't see it having cup holders, but you can actually do the climate control for the rear passengers from hapa. You can heat the seats, you can enter in automatic mode, temperature you can add upunguze, because we have the climate control unit hapa. So this climate control system which is right here is controlled from this section that we have right here. Tuko sawa hadi hapo? Very nice. Now another thing is that this car, if it is being driven by a mheshimiwa ama mheshimiwa amebebwa back left kama mimi, you can actually hide your identity and cruise in an incognito mode. Watch what we have right here. Kuna hii net which wewe ukiwa hapa ndani you can see mwenye ako nje, but mwenye ako nje hawezi akakuona because of why it comes with tinted windows. Let me put this here so that you can see what I'm talking about. So that is that. If you are inside, you can see whoever is outside, but if you are outside, you cannot see who is inside. Sounds good. It's a nice feature. I'll see you. Now with that said, I want us to head to the back to angalia boot space, but I would like to let you know that we said that this car is a 3-row seat, so it comes with the capacity to beba 7 passengers. Let us look at the rear seats, the very rear seats, and see how the legroom looks like. 2020. Now as you can see, I have already retracted the very rear seats yenye sasa ina accommodate the 2 last passengers to make it 7. Sawa sawa. Now I'm not able to sit here, but I must say wenye wanakaa huku nyuma, if it's a long drive, they are not going to be very comfortable because of the insufficient legroom that we have right here. But there is something amazing about these rear seats. This car is basically electric. Kila kitu hapa ni electric. So I want to show you something. There are some buttons hapa za kucontrol hizi viti. The first button ni ya kushukisha hizi viti. That one is for the right seat. Then there is ya left pia as well, inaenda chini. And then hii unaweza inua. Watch what happens. Like that. Na iko set. So these ones ukiziinua juu, you get to have what do you call it? You get to have a sufficient boot space for your car. Sawa sawa? Yeah, so that is that. So if you don't have many passengers, you have enough boot space. Ni kubwa vizuri for watu wa ushago, lakini hizi si gari za kuchezewa. Yeah, so with that said, we come to the end of today's segment. We have been doing a review of the Lexus LX570, and hii gari tumepewa na Kasoko. Sawa sawa? So you can find Kasoko next to Village Market along Limuru Road. We are going to put their contacts down here and their socials as well. But before tuishie, nataka tuende tubonge na sales manager if he or she is around. They tell us the unit for this car, the price for this unit, sorry. Haya. Now nataka tuandamane moja kwa moja hadi kwenye ofisi, tuambiwe bei ya gari. Tuone, you never know, mtu anaweza amua ni bai ama ni aje. Tuende kazi.